Bro, you don't actually want freedom. You want control. That's the truth most men won't admit. You don't want to be free. You just don't want to be controlled. See, we tell ourselves we hate control because we think of people who tried to shape us. Parents, bosses, systems, churches. But the deeper fear isn't about controlling others. It's the terror of ever being controlled again. And I saw that in my dad. He wasn't malicious, just like his father wasn't. He thought he knew best. He'd lived in a certain life, earned certain success, and wanted to pass that down. It makes sense. But what he couldn't see was I wasn't him. And the more I felt pushed into his mold, the more I fought to break it. So I rebelled. Not because I hated him, but because I needed to find me. I partied, played games, made dumb decisions. I chased danger just to feel alive. And even though I regret some of it, honestly, I had to go there. Because if I just nodded along and lived his version of the good life, I'd be 40 years old, staring in the mirror asking, whose life am I even living? See, rebellion is often just a cry for freedom, but without direction, it turns into chaos. We break out of cage only to build another, because deep down, we don't really want freedom. Freedom feels uncertain, unstable, wild. What we really crave is control. And when you can't control your world, you try to control yourself, your image, your outcomes, your people, your plan. But here's the twist. The more you chase control, the less peace you actually have. Because peace doesn't come from control. It comes from surrender. Not surrender to people, not surrender to culture, but surrender to God. That's the paradox nobody tells you. You only find real freedom when you finally surrender to the right source of control. When you stop gripping your identity so hard, your plan, your timing, your version of success, you make space for God to shape something real. And that's when life starts to breathe again. You stop being the consumer of the world and start feeling it. You start to see people again. You listen longer. You become patient with yourself and others because you're not fighting for control anymore. You're walking in alignment. And that's where your true identity unfolds. Not forced, not manufactured, revealed. And I used to think surrender meant weakness, literally. Now I know it's the only way to being strong without armor. You don't want freedom, you want control. But what you need is surrender. If this message hit you, don't scroll, hit subscribe for more teachings like this. And let's keep building men who walk in truth, not just talk about it. This is Big Merc. Stay grounded, stay forged.